Last episode, we welcomed Keylor Navas, Pedro Neto and Patrick Schick to the club, and he started off his Manchester United career on fire, scoring 2 goals in his debut. This episode, we start our Europa League knockout campaign, and as we get towards the end of the January transfer window, we have a massive decision to make over this man's future at the club. And of course, if you're enjoying the series so far, please feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Now, last episode, I had planned on bringing in another central midfielder to the club, but this man, Christian Eriksen, came knocking on my door, demanding to know why he's not getting enough game time. So I put the question to you, should I keep him at the club or sell him in the January transfer window? And to my surprise, 55% of you decided I need to keep him at the club to the end of the season. Now, I won't lie, with only 3 goals and 2 assists in 21 games and only 2 goals in 14 Premier League appearances, I am pretty surprised by this decision, but you have spoken, and it means Christian Eriksen will be staying at the club, and he must have seen the results of the poll as he's come knocking on my door now saying that he's delighted that he's finally getting regular football. The people have spoken, Christian, and I always listen. It does mean, though, that I'm going to be taking this 87 million that I've got in the budget, saving it for the summer, and making an almighty splurge for another central midfielder then. And speaking of new signings, this man Patrick Schick has come in and hit the ground running. 4 goals in 3 games. He's equalled the amount of goals that Marcus Rashford has scored in 29 games, and he's actually scored 1 more Premier League goal in 2 games than Marcus Rashford has scored only 1 in 20. But Rashford does have the opportunity to make amends in this 4th round FA Cup replay, but unfortunately he cannot do it. Martial, Malacia and Bellingham can though, and they give us a 3-1 win against Fulham to secure our pass through to the next round. And the good vibes seem to be spreading around the camp as both Pedro Neto and Anthony both knocking on my door telling me how happy they are with their game time as well. The man I want to talk about though is Jude Bellingham, and my word is he rising to the occasion. He's already gone up by 3 ratings to an 87 overall rating. As FIFA said, he does have the potential to be special, and my word is he's showing it. He's my 2nd highest top goal scorer, 10 goals in 33 games. He has only got 4 in 22 Premier League appearances, but he does have 5 assists as well. What a season this man is having so far, at the heart of my central midfield, alongside this man, Bruno Fernandes, who's now on 17 goals overall, 12 of those coming in the Premier League. It's funny that we just played Fulham in the FA Cup, as we've now got them in the Premier League, and it is a must-win game. 3 points off of 4th place Liverpool, but we do have a game in hand, and if we can beat Fulham by quite some margin, we can take ourselves into the Champions League spots for the first time this season. Palhinha for Fulham lays a lovely ball out wide to Wilson on the right-hand side, but Luke Shaw is in there with a crunching challenge, and now Sancho can release himself down this left-hand side, and he's got the pace. To my word, all the Fulham players just getting caught up with each other. He plays it into Luke Shaw. What sort of ball was that? What on earth was Luke Shaw doing? Luke Shaw into Patrick Schick, who's made a really nice run. I was looking for the run of Jude Bellingham, and it was just the wrong pass, and in the end, Fulham can just about clear this one away for a counter-attack of their own. It's Solomon down this left-hand side. I thought Dalot was going to get there ahead of him, but he doesn't. Solomon still has it, and he drifts inside. Looks for Andreas in the box now. It's Varane who's trying to put up a challenge, and in the end, it is a good challenge, and he can get the ball clear, but not very far. Fulham away again. This time, though, straight into the arms of De Gea. Chavez into Andreas. Oh, it's lovely. Mitrovic. Straight past De Gea. And within a blink of an eye, Fulham take the lead here at Craven Cottage. We're all over the shop defensively. No idea what was going on. Fulham take the lead and they celebrate in front of their fans. Sancho on the left-hand side, looking for options. Has no options whatsoever, but just manages to dance his way around Babu on the left-hand side. Going to try and dink a ball in, looking for Schick. It's blocked off corner. Anthony will take the corner, and he's going to dink it in, looking for the header. Casemiro! Oh, my word! It's absolutely sensational! It is the best goal, without doubt, I have ever scored on FIFA. An overhead kick from a central defensive midfielder. What on earth is going on? Casemiro, unbelievable stuff. It was the ball in from Anthony. He just whips it in. It's a great ball. I was looking for the head of Casemiro, and out of nowhere, he goes in with the overhead kick, gives the goalkeeper no chance. Oh my word, it is sensational from the former Real Madrid man. 1-1. Jude Bellingham to escape with it into Patrick Schick. Patrick Schick looking for another Premier League goal, driving into the box, strikes with his left. Great save from Leno. We've got another corner here. We've really got our tails up. It's Bruno Fernandes. Am I going to look for Casemiro again? No, this time it was Sancho who couldn't get to it. Fernandes, though, will have a second bite of the cherry. Dinks it in. Really nicely looking for Sancho again, who was just drifted offside. Andreas for Fulham. They win it high up the pitch once again. Where on earth am I defence? Mitrovic against Varane. Andreas looking for the ball into the other striker, but Martinez, the man who's come in for Harry Maguire, has read that one fantastically. And now Bruno Fernandes tried to play it over to Antony. It was a good interception as the referee blows for half-time. Wilson for Fulham, looks for a lovely ball into Pereira, and it's only Varane who's in the box here. I'm just going to try and hold up the ball, and in the end he did just enough, put the player off, and he threw it right into the arms of De Gea. And he almost threw it right back into a Fulham player, but fortunately we can get this ball away. Fulham pressing high again though, and they've won it up the pitch once again. Andreas to try and burst into the box, looks for Solomon, no one on him. Casemiro tried to come across, Varane is there to try and put a block in. It's a huge save from De Gea, hacked away by Martinez. Fulham starting off this second half on fire. Where on earth are my defence? Raphael Varane is there once again. He's been sensational today. He can get the ball clear to Luke Shaw, and now we can try and strike a counter-attack of our own. A lovely ball into the path of Jude Bellingham. He heads it across looking for Schick, and he just couldn't get there. Palhinha looks for Wilson on the right-hand side. End-to-end stuff here at the start of this second half. Luke Shaw frantically trying to chase back here, and he's done a wonderful job of doing so. That is sensational defending. Casemiro now sprays it out wide to Antony. He tries to go past the defender, rebounds back off of him, and he gets it back. He tries to drive down the right-hand side, instead cuts in looking for Jude Bellingham. Can Jude Bellingham find a ball into Bruno Fernandes? He can, who strikes. What a save. Sancho driving into the centre, looks for the substitute Martial. He tries to take it round the defender. He finds the other substitute, Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen lines up a strike. What a strike it was, and what a save from Leno. Varane tries to bring this one forward right out of defence. Great stuff. Plays it into the substitute Rashford. He plays it into Martial. What a save. Bruno Fernandes with another corner. Just under 10 minutes remaining. Looks for the smallest man in defence in Martinez. Antony picks it up. Looks for Christian Eriksen. He's going to try and drive out to the left-hand side. Trying to dink it back across. What a ball. What a head. What a goal. Jadon Sancho pops up with a goal just when I needed him to. It is 2-1 Manchester United with just 5 minutes remaining on the clock. What a time to score, and what a goal from Jadon Sancho. Hernandez for Fulham into Mbabu on the left-hand side. Fulham have got less than 2 minutes remaining to try and see if they can try and grab an equaliser. What a ball in! Oh my word, it's a complete disaster. It's Dan James, the former Manchester United man, who's popped up inside the 6-yard area and headed Fulham level. Where on earth were my defence? And that was the last attack of the game. The referee blows the whistle. I don't believe it. From the highs of scoring what I thought was a late winner to the lows of conceding an equaliser in the dying seconds. Unbelievable game. Unbelievable finish. 2-2 at Craven Cottage. And that result has really not done us any favours. We're still 5th in the table and somehow we're now 4 points behind Liverpool. How on earth did that happen? Well, maybe I got it wrong earlier. Maybe in my haste to try and catch Liverpool, I gave us an extra couple of points. But as it stands, after 25 games, we are 4 points behind. We've got Arsenal a game in hand behind us, who are only 2 behind us. And we really need to pull our socks up if we want to qualify for the Champions League this season. For now though, we've got some more back-to-back games to get through, starting off with a 3-1 home win against Leicester City, courtesy of 2 Patrick Schick goals and a late Antony goal to give us 3 points. 2 first-half goals from Antony away at Wolves is not enough though. A 3-3 draw in the end, and we can count ourselves lucky as Diego Costa missed a penalty in the 86th minute, meaning we share the points at the Molineux. And it's even more bad news as we're now knocked out of the FA Cup by Southampton. A 2-1 home loss. I took the risk of rotating my squad quite heavily, and as you can see, Mark Gay and Maguire in central defence has had an absolute mare. A 2-1 loss, a goal from Martial in the first half, not enough. We are out of the FA Cup. Now, my status with the board at the start of the episode was excellent. After that loss, though, it has now gone down to reasonable. And as you can see, with me now out of the FA Cup, that puts even more pressure on me to win the Champions League and more pressure to win the Europa League. And if I don't, will the board's confidence in me start to dwindle? Fortunately though, I might just be back in the good books after a 2-1 win at home against Newcastle. Antony and Sancho getting on the score sheet, and that is enough to secure a much needed 3 points. Those Premier League results though have kept our Champions League dream alive, and unless my eyes are deceiving me, we are now level on points with Liverpool, although they do have a game in hand on us. Now, I did say at the start of the episode we would be kicking off our Europa League knockout campaign, and what a way to do it. A round of 16 tie against Italian giants Inter Milan. Now, as I always do in European ties, I will be simming the first leg in the hope that we can get a decent result. It's a terrible result though. 2-1 to Inter Milan mean we have it all to do in the second leg, and frustratingly, the man who was on my shortlist that I was thinking about buying in January, Lautaro Martinez, is the man that kicked off the goal scoring for Inter Milan. We lose the first leg, we've got it all to do in the second. And as you can see, we're going to play the second leg straight away in a wet and windy evening at Old Trafford. And make no mistake, this is the biggest game of our season. We've been knocked out of the Carabao Cup, we've been knocked out of the FA Cup. If we get knocked out today, we have lost every opportunity to try and win a trophy this season. And as you can see, as we are 2-1 down, I have changed up my formation. I've gone 4-4-2, bringing Rashford in place of Casemiro, in the hope that we can try and get a result here. Lautaro Martinez for Inter Milan, just trying to drive through my midfield. And of course, now that we are missing Casemiro, we are going to be a man light in midfield. And I've got to hope that doesn't come back to bite us. It's Brozovic now for Inter Milan. Already, I'm feeling like I'm missing Casemiro. Barella, Dzeko, Brozovic, Inter Milan playing this around so nicely. Jude Bellingham, though, fortunately comes in. He's under a bit of pressure, but can just about get the ball away. And what a ball that was. Straight into Antony, who gives it to Patrick Schick. Schick to strike. Oh, what a miss. Dzeko for Inter Milan. Up to Otavio on the right-hand side. Gets it back. Tries to drive into the box. Varane's trying to keep him steady. Otavio has it, though. Strikes. It's 1-0 here. 3-1 on aggregate. And that is not the start that I wanted. And already Inter Milan have put 1 foot into the next round. It's been a shocking start from Patrick Schick's golden opportunity miss to now going 1-0 down. We have it all to do. Bruno Fernandes looks for Jadon Sancho on the left-hand side. He takes it really nicely. Going to try and beat his man, but instead I'm going to try and cut back onto my right. Get a ball in. Looking for Bruno Fernandes, who just tries to nod it over the goalkeeper. Onana's 1 step ahead of him, though. Bruno Fernandes again in midfield. Looks for Rashford ahead of him. Finds Rashford. Rashford's going to play a lovely ball into Schick. He's just blocked off. Martinez going to bring this ball forward. Tries to play a lovely ball out wide to Otavio, but David De Gea reads that one really nicely. Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. Finds Marcus Rashford up ahead of him. Rashford tussling with Matt Hummels. Matt Hummels gets the best of it, but he does concede a free kick in a dangerous position that Bruno Fernandes can take. Just going to try and dink this one into the box. I'm going to try and look for the head of Patrick Schick, but instead it's towards Jude Bellingham. But it goes right into the arms of the goalkeeper. Gossens for Inter Milan. Plays it forward into Lautaro Martinez. He looks out wide to the right-hand side to Otavio. Brozovic now for Inter. They're playing some good football. They just dink this one over to Gossens. Dalot couldn't get there ahead of him. Barella back to Gossens on the left-hand side. He comes in field. Jude Bellingham is there with a fantastic challenge. He just skips away from the Inter Milan midfielders, and now Bruno Fernandes can try and stretch his legs. Tries to play this out wide to Antony on the right-hand side. It's a great ball. Can Antony find a ball across? It's brilliant defending from Bastoni. Bruno Fernandes with a corner. He's going to look for Jadon Sancho with a great head. He loops it over the goalkeeper, and we are back in this game. What a head, what a goal, and what a time to score. Bruno Fernandes finds Jude Bellingham up ahead of him. Jude Bellingham's going to go for Patrick Schick. Takes it really nicely. Schick to strike with his left. Hits it straight against the defender, and it's away from Inter Milan once again. Lukaku tries to dink a ball over to Otavio on the right-hand side, who takes that one really nicely, gets past Shaw, and he gets past Martinez into the box. De Gea with a huge save. It's bundled around. Unfortunately, Martinez can just get there ahead of Lukaku. Lukaku into Lautaro Martinez. He's trying to drive forward. Lautaro Martinez to strike. Straight at De Gea. Barella for Inter Milan. 5 minutes remaining on the clock here as Barella has it on the left-hand side. He tries to go past Jude Bellingham. Does a really good job. Dinks it into the box. Looking for Lukaku. It's bundled around and Martinez can get it clear once again. Looking for Bruno Fernandes. Can't find him. Brozovic has it. Into Lautaro Martinez. He turns really nicely. Lukaku! What a strike! What a goal! It's a dagger through the hearts of the Manchester United faithful. Lukaku does the most unrealistic celebration you will never see a man of his size do. Inter Milan 4-2 on aggregate, and they are sailing through to the next round, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but we are out of the Europa League. We are out of every cup competition we've been in this season. What on earth is going on? And that is it. The referee blows the whistle. I cannot believe it. 2-1 loss in the first leg and another 2-1 loss in the second means we go crashing out of our third cup competition this season. And I tell you what, if the board weren't happy with me before, they're definitely not happy with me now. Thumbs down, and I am in a really precarious position here. I mean, to go out in the Europa League round of 16 is pretty shocking, to be honest, but what's even more shocking is Stade Rennais have beaten Manchester City on aggregate 4-3. What on earth, firstly, are Manchester City doing in the Europa League, but secondly, what on earth is going on in Manchester? Both of them are out of the Europa League. The thing is, at least Manchester City have got the Premier League to fall back on as they are top by some margin. We are fifth. We are level on points with Liverpool, but with a game behind. And we really need to pull our socks up here, as the Premier League now is our only hope of Champions League football next season. Thank you so much for watching for today, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.